Well, hello, my wonderful roses of the Maverick Nation, and this is part 7 of, yes, I said part 7, because I am doing the older what ifs again. So, part 7 of What If Izuku Was a Descendant of Aizen? And as anyone who's been following the series knows, in part 6, we basically left off with Izuku forming his own Espada army, starting with the one who he said he was going to make his Primera Espada, Shoto Todoroki. He was basically using Stain's hit list as his little checklist. And, he was right, as basically the same night that he decided he was going to make Shoto his Primera Espada, is the same night there was an attempt taken on his life by someone who they moved too fast for him to be able to see. And Shoto was just like, the hell was that? All I know is they tried to kill me. And Shoto would just be like, Dad, you were right there. Why didn't you try to freaking help me? And Endeavor would be like, you're a Todoroki. You could have, gotten out of it yourself, and you did. So why are you complaining to me, boy? And Shoto would just be so super uber pissed. But he would also see that the whole flag thing on the side of people's mailboxes that they have. It's not. It's kind of like a flag thing that like where it was down before, it's up now, and it's like, wait, someone put something in the mail while I was being attacked? And he would just go over to the mailbox and he would open it, and there would be like a package, and there would just be like in black marker for Shoto Todoroki, and only for Shoto Todoroki, no one else. And it'd be like, wow, they're super freaking specific. But hey, this is for me. And so he would just go into his room, and ba- he would put the flag thing down after he took the package out, because that's the polite thing to do. And he would close the mailbox, and he would go into the house and into his room, and basically he would just be like, I wonder what's in this freaking box. And then the first thing that he would see that was in the box, because there was be like several things inside the box, would be like a disc, and it would figure out to be like a computer disc. So he would insert the disc into his computer, and it would basically be like some girl, and it's like, hello there. Um, I was told to keep my name a secret, but, and basically the girl would just explain everything about her being, you know, daddy's little girl, and that she was told to, like all of these discs, like have her explain everything about the whole Espada thing. So yeah, she would explain everything to Todoroki, and like about everything that was in the box, and everything that he would need to do in order to like set everything up. And basically, so he just got his entire extraction booklet in just one computer disk, in the form of just one computer disk. So, like, Todoroki would be like, what? And then, like, the last thing that the girl would say is like, and if you're wondering why all of this is happening, it's because we know about Stan's little list. Daddy actually got the list from Shigaraki that was apparently supposed to be Stan's hit list. And he's using it as a list for recruits instead of just a list for hits. Stupid Stain. He's a loser. Nah. And then the whole thing would just end right there. And, Todoroki would be like, a list for recruits? Whoever her daddy is, seems like he's actually wanting to do this for a good cause. Whatever this Espada thing. Because remember, like, the disc explained basically everything like he would need to know. Or at least up front. Like the basics of like what was inside the box. Like everything. And how to like do it so that he wouldn't look like an idiot. And basically the girl would explain, we wouldn't want our premier, like, I wouldn't want my daddy's Primera Espada to look like an idiot. And Shoto would be like, Primera Espada? That's strange. And basically, one of the first things that he would see out of the box would be a sword. And whenever Todoroki goes to pick up the sword, he would feel a sensation on his chest. And where he would look, he would basically see the number 1 on his chest. And he'd be like, what? Primera. Is that what she was talking about? And basically he would realize he can't really take it off. It's kind of like one of those permanent tattoos. And, Todoroki starts thinking, maybe the reason why it's numbered is because it's some sort of ranking system. And then he like starts to feel something else from the sword. And he's just like, he can like hear a name in his head. He can hear Los Lobos. And he's just like, Los Lobos. Maybe if I channel both of my quirks into this sword. And so he does so, like the thing said, and he basically gains, but by channeling their quirks into the different swords they'll get, each member will get their own hollow powers. Is basically what the girl said on the disc. And so, Todoroki channels both his fire and ice side into the sword, and Todoroki starts to realize he does feel different. Like, he feels like he could endure a lot harder hits. He feels like he's a lot faster. He even feels almost like he has heightened senses. And this would go on with the others. Like, basically, after he had seen everything, even like the getup, which was basically his clothes, but like in a spot of colors. And Todoroki would be like, that's strange. This person must be a stalker of mine if they know exactly. They even know the damn correct size of everything. Even my freaking socks and shoes. The hell? Jesus, this is starting to kind of creep me out. But then again, the girl did say to expect anything and everything. So he basically puts everything on, and he's just like, damn, I actually look pretty good in this. So it's basically Todoroki's clothes, like socks and shoes. Basically Todoroki's entire wear, but in a spot of colors. So like the white and black, like Ukiura wears like the whole white and black. Grimmjow, Ukiura, like Noyotora, they all wear like the white and black, and all the other spies wear the white and black. That's basically like the kind of color motif that is like a clothes have like got like these new Ankara version of his clothes, and he's just like, so I'm supposedly have these like hollow powers, which is why I feel different, and this is supposed to be some sort of Ankara-based clothing that's supposed to mean something. I wonder. The girl said that this was privy only to the Espada of the army, which means there's probably others as well. And others that aren't even Espada, because she said only to the Espada of the army. This seems troubling. But, well, she also gave me the coordinates to where they're supposed to be. And if you guys are wondering about the whole girl, like, on the disc, it's like informing Shoto about everything. Basically, Izuku and Black, his hollow side, kind of got a little bit too intimate one night, and all of a sudden, this person came to be. And if you're also wondering, the girl is the Sero Espada. She's basically going to be the Yami, but she's not stupid like Yami. She's actually kind of like really smart. And so that's why she was basically put in charge of the whole disc thing and, preparing like the whole set for the different Espada. And basically, Shoto would head over to the hideout, but there would be like two people that would be like they'd be like they'd be like skinny versions of the Nomu, but they'd also be like black and they would have like white masks on. And Shoto would be like, the hell? And then he would remember whenever he looked into the mirror and like the side of his face that had like the scar on it, like the entire scar was covered by like a mask piece of some sort, which is what she also was talking about as well. Like you would gain a mask, and that would be how like the hollow power would be distributed throughout your body. Would be through the mask because of hollification. Because you're not like hollows or Shinigami. You're humans with quirks. So there has to be some way we can distribute hollow power to you. And so she just basically described like putting the quirk inside of the sword would create the hollification mask piece. Instead of a mask, it's just a mask piece. Because if you realize all the Espadas, they really don't have masks, they have mask pieces on. Like, even Ukiyora's was broken. So yeah, it's more of a mask piece. And it's over, like, the entire scar portion of Todoroki's eye, but he can still see because there's, like, an eye hole there. But it's over the whole entire scar portion of his eye. That eye, at least. And so he would realize that these two, like, skinny, like, black, skinnier versions of Nomu creatures also have, like, hollow masks. But theirs aren't, like, mask pieces. They're, like, entire masks. And they're, like, bird masks. And he would like ask them who the hell they are, and he would even draw his sword out, and they'd be like, would like that would be like wearing like a red would be like, whoa, I'm red, and the other one would be like, whoa, I'm blue, when he would be wearing blue. So yeah, red, blue, and they would basically be like, we're supposed to be the Espada, look, the Espada Fraction, the Fraction of the Primera Espada, who is supposed to be known as Shoto Todoroki. And Shoto Todoroki would be like, yeah, the girl did say something about Fraction. So wait, you guys are my Fraction? And you were guarding the door. And Blue would just be like, yep. And Endeavor would be like, that's what we were trying to do. And Shoto would be like, until I got here. Well, it's polite enough of you to know your place. Anyways, and he just sheaths the sword back in. And he's like, okay, is anyone in here? And basically, he would just hear the voice of Izuku, and basically, oh, claps for Shoto! Claps for my Primera Espada to be the first one to get here. And the person he saw on the disc would be like, yep, and now that you're here, I can tell you who I am. I am the Zero Espada, and my name is Akuma. Yes, I am naming a girl Akuma. I am naming her Demon. And basically, he would just be like, this is my daughter, Akuma. Hmm. Yes, don't ask how, don't ask why, just. It's complicated. Anyways, as you've also seen, these are your fraction, red and blue. Seeing as the others, it's going to take them time to get here, and by others I mean other Espada, as long with their fraction as well. I'm going to send you out with with your, you know, fraction on a little bit of a mission. There'll be one less pro hero in the world after you've completed your mission. If you do it successfully, that is. And Todoroki's like, wait, you're not talking about. And Izuku's like, yep. We're finally going to get rid of your bastard of a father. And basically, like, the red is just like, oh, you mean Endeavor Todoroki? And blue would just be like, of course he means Endeavor Todoroki. And red is just like, well then, let's go. And, right before Shoto would leave, he would just be like, thank you, Izuku. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. This opportunity of a lifetime. To finally end this. And, he'd be like, so, which one of my hollow powers do I want to try out first? And then he's just like, well, I don't want to keep Father waiting for his deathbed. So, hey, red, blue. And red and blue are just like, yeah, boss? Sonido. And they just rocket off. And basically, it's at the Todoroki household, and Endeavor is just like, where is that boy? And you know, Shoto would just show up like a badass. Like, he would be like standing on the ceiling. He'd just be like, sup, daddy-o. He'd just be all chill. And the reason why he's all chill is because he knows he's gonna win. Because, these hollow powers, he can literally feel the powers coursing through his veins before he can even use anything of his powers. He could feel them coursing through his veins. And he's like, this is more powerful than anything my dad's ever shown. So, of course, I'm going to have to make a good name for myself as a member of the Espada army. And basically, Endeavor would be like a freaking A Sparta army? The hell are you talking about, boy? And we would just Endeavor would just recognize how Shoto is dressed differently, and he kind of had a little bit of a like a uh, I guess you could say, you know, he had some friends along the way, Red and Blue, and he sees them, and Endeavor automatically goes to blast them, but turns out Red is basically like a spot. Basically, he's a fire sign. So he basically shoots fire back. And he's like, boom, big explosion. And Endeavor's like, one of your friends has firepower. And then Blue would just be like, and he just shing, and just throws an ice spear and then Endeavor just bats it away. You have ice power. And just to let you guys know, uh, Red is really good at Ceros, but Blue is really good at Balas. Uh, Red is the fire side, and he's really good at Ceros. Blue is the ice side, and he's really good at Balas. So Todoroki would be good at both Ceros and Balas. And basically, you know, you know, like Shoto was just like, Father, I'll handle you myself. Red, Blue, stand back. I'll finish this one all by myself. And like freaking Endeavor just like, you finish me? The hell do you think you're talking about, boy? And he's just like freaking Kratos. He just keeps on calling him boy. And like basically just like this this one thing I do will show just how much I truly belong. Spada Primaris. This one action I do. And then he's just like, finally. Now. Red. Are my powers completely sunk in? And Blue just responds, I can tell you that better than Red can. You have all your hollow powers. And, Shoto's just like, fine, whatever. Now that I know I do, Father, you know what's better than a regular Cero? And then he just creates Ryatsu guns with his hands, like shink shink gun Ceros. Now, Cero meteoritos. Basically, foosh, and like Endeavor was not expecting that. Like, there's several of them coming at him, and he's not able to react fast enough, and he's just getting destroyed. And now finally, Endeavor's just like, wait, where the hell did you go? And he's basically, behind you, father. Voice no more. And he just shanks him from behind with Los Lobos. And he's just like, you deserve far worse, but I have better things for you. I have better things to do than to than to you know, spend time with the rest of what's left of your, corpse, basically. And he would just, like, head back to, where Izuku was. Izuku would be like, well, well, good, I presume. And then he just, like, uses, like, the whole Garganta broadcast thing, and he's like, oh yes, they're all there, and they see his corpse. And, Todoroki would just be like, Shoto would just be like, so, Izuku, is there any, like, real, like, ironclad reason why you made this whole Espada thing? And, Izuku would explain, it's exactly as my daughter said. A better order, a blet, a better world, a much better world than the one we live in now, a much better society than the one we live in. You see, I want perfection. I want perfection because I know once I have it, I can, you know, just get everything to a good normality. Better than the old normality, if you know what I mean. Once I am perfection, along with my other espada, but mostly myself, we will. He begins to say something that, like, totally, like, knocks Shoto, like, in, like, to another dimension of surprise. He's like, we will be the ones to make or break history as we choose, and no one can stop us. And now that he has done that, uh, Shoto is just like, wait, I see two, and then basically like they both like fall. Is like, ow, and Uraraka has to be, like there has to be Uraraka in this, and Uraraka's just like, uh, she's just like, oh, she would just be like, ow. And who's the other one? Who's the real? I'm gonna have to. Well, the girl with the acid quirk, because I was trying to, but for some reason I can't. But the one with the acid quirk is with Uraraka. And so basically, if you guys already want to know without me having to go through the whole spiel, the one with the acid quirk, seeing as acid like corrodes things, it like burns things, and it like gets rid of them. Like if you like spilt acid on something, like say like there was like a rock and you spilt acid on it, it would like done. Like acid is real corrosive, and what is the like freaking like a espada that does the whole corrode thing? You know that would be Baragon, and Izuku would know about this, and so he would make her number two because of the whole thing, like I just mentioned. The Respira and her acid quirk, they both like corrode things away. And you know, he would basically just be like, you know, you know, uh, number three is supposed to be a girl. Yeah, Hollybell, yes. And just so happens that, oh look, Uraraka, Ochako, Uraraka. She'll be number three. And yeah, we're basically gonna go, just keep on going, and until we get to number nine, because that's how many Espada there are, from 0 to 9. And so that's, I guess, where I'm gonna leave off, because Shoto was just now informed that are just like, oh, so they're, oh, okay. Like, they're just like, it's, it's gonna be, it's gonna be a thing, because now I have to do, like, the other things for, like, the other things. Anyways, whatevs. Whatevs. Anyways, Alonziana Dowses, because the Dark Shadow Maverick is OUT out of here.